So for this formative, I'm going to go over something you can do for medial sounds. Add question or content, and I'm going to choose Categorize. And for my category labels, what I want them sorted into, I'm going to add enriched content and choose audio. And what I'm going to do is just say the vowel sound I'm looking for. Ah. I'll do 2 more, so I'm going to add new category. Add enriched. I'll choose audio. Add audio. Just going to play it back to make sure it sounds okay. I can always click here on replace audio recording if I don't like the way it sounded. Ah. So it sounds okay. Over here, instead of doing words, I'm going to do images. So I'll go to add enriched content. I'm going to choose image. I'm going to upload some images. I'm going to do this for each of the ones I want to do, so I want to do several. I'll go to add image on that plus sign. And if I decide it's too big, I can click on this and the blue lines, I'll show you again. If I click outside, it should go away. Well, okay, it's still there. If it's selected, then you can change, click and drag, change to the size. You can change if it's in the center or not. You can get fairly particular with your settings. I'm going to make them slightly smaller. I'm not going to make them so small that the students can't tell what it is. But I do want to do several of these, and I don't want to have to scroll, have them scroll the whole time to see all the images. I need another draggable item, so add plus sign image. Click to upload. Go find my images. Again, I'm going to just, you can decide if you make them bigger or smaller. I just like them to be a little bit smaller and centered because I'm picky. Add another one, plus sign, image, upload. Make this just a little bit smaller, so I'll click it to highlight it. Click and drag on the corner. The center align should move it to the center. So now, my directions, I'm going to do audio again because I feel like this is best suited for an early reader who could not read directions. So I'm going to go add audio and do my directions at the top. Sort each of the pictures into its medial or middle sound. Now I need to set the key. I believe the first one was short A. Ah. I do have a match here, so I am going to go ahead and go down right now into my settings and make sure that I have it set as required, randomize the order, and allow partial credit. So let's see. This, if I click where it says drag, where the dots are, then I can move it over to the correct category. And it has it over there. Clap also would fit into that category. This one. So the two I have used are grayed out. So I have short E, which does not apply to either of these. Ah, this would be my short O. So I'm going to move sock down, drag it down, and then drag the frog as well. Try to drag the frog. Takes a minute to scroll down. Make sure I don't pick the short E. Okay, then I'm going to double check. Ah, that's a match. Should have nothing listed for the short E. And then what I'm going to do is go to more options, and I'm going to duplicate this question. So what it's done down here is it's duplicated everything I've already created. My directions, my images, my category names, except now I think I'm going to take a couple of them out. Click on the trash can for a couple of these. And obviously it removes it from the key if you remove it from there. So I didn't want to have to re-record all my directions, but I do want to choose different draggable items. So at least this way my audio directions have not changed before I forget. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to make sure my point values are reflected up here. Anyway, back down to the duplicated one. This time I'm going to choose a different draggable item. I'm going to choose an image, but I'm going to choose something with a short E this time. A few of those. I don't think we did dog yet. Add another draggable item. So duplicate often saves you time if you're going over the same skill in different ways or different categories. Otherwise, you'd have to create everything from scratch every time. Adding 2 more images. Pick web and shell. And I'll go down before I move on. I'll see, good. It's already saved my settings. Randomize order, allow partial credit and acquired, so I don't have to redo that. But I still have to go through and make sure that my key is correct. So this was short A. Ah. Cat has a medial sound of ah. Click and drag. Don't think I have any more. Web has a medial sound of the short E. So does shell. I believe the last one was short O. Ah, which would match dog. Moving dog down to the bottom. Sometimes it takes a while to scroll. And how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So changing my point value to 4. And now I'm going to do a preview student just to make sure everything looks okay. Sounds okay. Sort each of the pictures into its medial or middle sound. Ah. So you can click and move it. Click and move where the plus sign is. Should work for both. Sort each of the pictures into its medial or middle sound. So if you watched all that and then thought to yourself, my students don't have the motor skills for clicking and dragging and moving those using a computer or a tablet. So here's an easy alternative to that. We'll go down to the bottom and add a new item, and this time we're going to choose match table grid. Be the same thing except everything will be within the confines of a table. So I'll add my directions again. Sort each of the pictures into their medial or middle sound. Because you've already seen me do it once, I'm not going to go through all the steps, but I do need 3 columns. There are 3 different sounds. I'm going to record each of the sounds. I clicked on that plus sign. Ah. Plus sign in column 2. Add it. In the 3rd column, I'll pick the plus audio. Do short O this time. Ah. So the directions are at the top. The different categories of the vowel sounds are in each column header. And now for the rows, that's where I'm going to import those images. I'm not going to do a bunch, I'll just do 2 or 3. Same idea as before, except it's all within the confines of the table. So there'll be less moving and dragging and clicking. I'll add a new one, add enrich content, image. Choose the cat. So it'll automatically make it smaller because it knows there's not a lot of room in a table. And for the 3rd one, I'll pick something with the short O. Not audio, just kidding. Image. We'll pick the frog. So now this time there is still some scrolling, but they don't have to move it as much. Ah. So the key, I want cat, the medial sound ah, to be highlighted for the cat. For web. And then down here is frog. So ah. Now the keys have been selected. I'll need to make it out of 3 points. There's only 3. And then, as always, making sure that when you do this, that you make partial credit. We don't want multiple selections for this one because that means that cat can have more than one medial sound, or web can have more than one medial sound, which is not true. If I go to preview a student, I'll scroll down to the table so you can see it. This takes up far less room, but it accomplishes the same thing. The directions are here. The different medial vowel sounds are here. Students will click on it. Ah. And they can scroll and choose what matches it. There is no multiple select for these. You can do that, but for this particular question type, that doesn't make sense. There's only one correct answer for each. So students can change their mind, choose a different. They can listen to the audio as many times as they need to. And then when they're done, they hit submit. So hopefully either the table, the match table grid, or the Categorize helps you with that.